Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer RANT. And today, I figured I would do one of these special topic videos for this kind of a thing, because I figured why not. It seems like a good way to have something to talk about, I guess. And yes, of course, this is going to be a part of this thing I've been doing, my Disney movie marathon. So I just figured talk about this subject matter we come off like a perfect excuse to talk about. And before, gotta clear my throat here, folks, because to give you some context here, I'm not trying to, tell anybody what they can and can't do with their own artwork. I'm not trying to tell anybody that they can't draw whatever they want. Just to let you know, I'm not trying to be the bossy type or anything. But the thing is that, but I can criticize, but in a constructive way, giving constructive criticism and whatnot can be appreciative if done correctly. Obviously, just so you know. And also, the key. I know a lot of people. Just to give more idea. I want to talk about something in relation of the Disney princesses. Of course, which is something they're known for. And one thing is that I know I keep bringing this up. They keep revamping these characters, trying to come out with remakes and whatnot. So yeah, I don't like that. Everybody keeps doing their own versions of these characters, which seems pretty lazy. I'm also doing this because like I felt like I had nothing else to do, really. So I just figured I'd just do this real quick, I guess. I mean, okay, this is not exactly going to be a short video, really, like at all. So yeah, just there's quite a few things I want to discuss here. And also, I'm not trying to shame anybody for having a different body type. I know some people can't help it, okay? I realize that some people out there can't help it really, like, at all. Some people are genetically like this, which I do realize because it can go for both genders. It's not just women, but also men. It can also go for both genders because, genetics is not going to discriminate. If someone has a plus size, sometimes it just happens. Maybe it's because of the mother, or maybe because of the father, or maybe because of both. Maybe it's because of the family or whatever. But the thing is that, oh, maybe sometimes they just lose control of their eating or whatever. But when I come to think of it, yeah, I kind of wish I didn't do this. I kind of wish I didn't stumble upon this kind of a thing because it's really stupid. It's really stupid. So it just which got me to thinking, like, really, I got nothing else to do really, but spend my time exploring stupid stuff that people do. Come on, give me a break here. I mean, of course, you can criticize somebody regardless of their gender, regardless of their sexual orientation, regardless of their religious or not. And you can criticize somebody regardless of how much they weigh. And of course, some things can be rather concerning depending if they're too skinny or they're way too overweight. But for what I'm talking about, it's with a certain artist. I mean, really, just wow, just give me a break, really. I mean, come on, really, how do you not realize what you're doing here? So, if anything, I'm trying to let everybody know this is not meant to be like a mean-spirited kind of a video or anything. Just trying to let you know that I don't think this was necessary. This was, of course, was an attempt to make the Disney characters more modern. So, if anything, this was an attempt to pour more of an update kind of a thing, which I find baffling because I didn't think any of these Disney characters needed to be more modern. I don't care that. Why does everybody want to make these characters seem more modern? If they're fine the first time around, leave them alone. Don't try to do in like remixes or updated version or whatever. Leave it alone. Don't do any alternate versions of these characters. Okay, let's get more to the point. Come on. All right, something like this. Like really, there was an artist that made these characters like really overweight, like really obese. This is not attractive. I mean, yes, okay, I understand. Like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but come on, give me a break, really. This is no. Artist stated that diversity in different body types needs to be explored in the Disney princesses, so that the little girls needed to feel more safe or whatever. That in itself doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense because why specifically do you have to be overweight to show, different body sizes? And when you think about it, when it comes to people being overweight, eventually they're gonna look all the same. So I'm pretty sure if anyone who's watching this, you've seen a lot of overweight people, and I do mean a lot. A lot of these individuals do exist. After a while, they're gonna come off like they're all the same. They're gonna look exactly the same. So making all the Disney princesses overweight isn't exactly showing body diversity. So when you think about it, that actually goes against what you're trying to do. It's one thing to show a different variety of body shapes and sizes, but this doesn't do that. Like that goes against what you're trying to do. So, and if you want to show diversity, don't you think you have to show skinny women as well, not just one specific type? I think turn around and complain about what Disney's showing uh, different type of body. So, if anything, you're pretty much shooting yourself in the foot, so to speak. I mean, yes, I know. But if anyone tells me, I know there's some overweight women who are actually trying to lose weight. They go to the gym as often as they can, or whatever. That's fine, and eating the proper diet. That's perfectly fine. I have nothing against that. That's fine. If you really want to genuinely lose weight and get in better shape, at least being in a more healthy looking body, that's fine. I'm not saying you have to be extremely skinny or anything, but a lot of these women brought this weight on themselves. A lot of them just eat and 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 eat. Some of these women brought it among themselves. Don't get me wrong either, folks. I guess to explain myself a bit more again here is that I'm not exactly against characters having like a curvy body. That's fine. Be my guest. Do that. Give him the body more of like an hourglass kind of a thing. That in itself isn't a bad thing. So that's fine. Or just having like a really slender woman that happens to have like a rather pot belly looking thing coming out. That's fine too. And some guys might actually find that kind of cute, I guess. Depending on, okay, women too. Women might like that as well. I'm not going to discriminate here. But doing this just because, just to show that, to make a more modern version of these characters, that's absurd. That doesn't know. I mean, like I said, a lot of these women would do this among themselves. So look at that one TV show, like 600 Pound Life. A lot of these women so they would blame depression or the family member or somebody mistreated them. I mean, okay, while that sucks, yes, but that doesn't mean you should use that as an excuse to get overweight. And there's some people that I mean, like their husbands, their girlfriends, or whatever, somebody they care about, or maybe like a family member will be like their enabler. That's not healthy. That is not healthy. So if anything, just coming off like you telling little girls that, hey, it's okay to be extremely overweight. Go ahead, pig out. That's just stupid. It's one thing to have a healthy weight. That's some people can help it, sure, but you couldn't maintain it. This is doing the exact opposite. It seems like you're just gonna trying to romanticize this kind of a thing and tell everyone that it's okay to be extremely obese. It's not okay to be extremely obese. And yes, and again, I don't keep repeating myself. I know some women can help it, but you still could work around that, of course. So yeah, this of course is just another attempt to, I guess, revamp these characters in some sort of way to include everybody. Give me a break. Get on Disney's case for wanting to remake these princess movies because they're going after the same stupid type notion. We gotta modernize them. We gotta make them more up to date. You don't have to do that. If they're fine the first time around, leave them alone. Fine with diversity. Just don't remake the movies. Just do a different story or something. But however, these people are hypocrites anyway because when a certain game like Dragon Age Inquisition actually does show diversity within its story, people falsely accuse the game for being racist by whitewashing certain characters. Are you kidding me? This is really stupid. Really, really stupid. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. The arguments are just really shallow, really weak. But like I said, you don't have to remake these characters and just give them this kind of body frame or whatever. Just create your own character. I know I keep saying this. I've already said this quite a few times already. Do your own character. Uh, just do, I don't know, just do some research. Maybe gonna make it take place in a certain time period or something. I don't know. A lot of the vast majority of these characters take place in some sort of time period anyway. So why can't you just do that instead of just remaking these characters and just redesign them to be a specific way? So again, I'm just gonna say that it just comes off extremely lazy. Is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, this comes off very, very lazy. She will not be able to have a lot of adventures because if anything, that's preventing the character from getting to adventures because the character would be too overweight to actually do a whole lot. A lot of walking, maybe. That's not gonna be exciting. That's not exciting at all. She'd be really immobile. And yes, I know. Before anybody says anything, there's gonna be some people out there that want to have like a counter argument to what I said and claim this fatness, this overweightness is a disease. You have to be delusional to actually believe that because it's not a disease. The closest thing to that, well, maybe I'll say, if you're referring to addiction, then yes, addiction is a disease. But being overweight is not a disease. Nobody was pointing a gun to the back of your head to continue eating over and over and over again. No one's making you. No one's making you pick up the spoon and do it. But I know that kind of a thing might be a fetish for some people, seeing men or women to just be like really obese. But that's like a whole different thing there I could talk about. But I'm not really gonna go into it really. But so don't be thinking I'm just gonna kink shame anybody because that's not what this channel is about. You know, it's not what I do. But point being, the character cannot have an adventure if she can't move all that much. If she needs to be in a wheelchair or in some sort of vehicle to move her all around due to her obese, you're not gonna have an adventure. What if there's like a dragon that's coming after her? How are they gonna get out of there? Maybe there's an earthquake. Maybe there's gonna be a moment where the character needs to, go and do something and run. The character's not gonna be able to do that because the character herself is way, way too overbeast to actually run. Just walking alone can actually stress her legs out and cause her to sweat. Not very exciting. If you really want to show diversity, if you really have the balls to do it, okay. Why not have like a princess character as goth? You can do that. And maybe have a few tattoos here and there. And while you're at it, let's make her be a vampire. If you really want to be creative with it. And instead of just remaking these characters and try to have something to appeal to what? The kids nowadays? Yeah, I mean, come on. Don't you think that's insulting to some kids out there? You realize not every kid is stupid. Come on. I mean, yes, there are some stupid kids, don't get me wrong. Yes, there are some dumb kids out there. But not literally every single kid is stupid. It's also insulting to the grown ups who watch these movies as well. Because Disney is supposed to have a universal appeal too, which doesn't have to be a bad thing when you think about it. But alright, folks, this video's almost done. it comes off. It went on long enough. I guess I should just wrap things up already. But I know this is something I've complained about before: remaking, redoing, rebooting, redid it, reimagined, revisioned, reimagined, whatever you want to call it. If there's a re in front of it, as far as I'm concerned, is a remake. Why can't these people just come up with something more original? Oh yeah, that's right. It's too risky. That's one of the problems I have with a lot of these directors from Hollywood or these independent directors. They just don't want to have anything original because it's way too risky. So they basically want to stick what's familiar with the audiences. The people who do this kinds of artwork and the people who will remake these movies in a specific kind of version, they know these princess characters. You watch these characters when you were a child, when you were like maybe 8, 12, or somewhere around there. So if anything, they're going on your nostalgia. They're going based on your fondness of back then. They believe that since you have a great time watching these films as a kid, they believe that that's good enough for them. I know a lot of people who watched the original Cinderella, who watched the I don't know these original Beauty and the Beast. A lot of these people are in their late 30s, early 40s, or maybe somewhere in the 50s. So they basically want to do a more updated version to make them remember of what they saw when they were young. So a lot of these people, not all of them, but the vast majority of these people already have kids. So since nowadays we in this today's society we have more of like an acceptance kind of thing, more tolerant compared to like what 30 or 40 years ago. They wanted to take that as an advantage, really. Again, then just make up your own characters. Make up your own characters instead of just reimagining, revamping of what was already done. It doesn't make any sense. It just seems lazy. Utterly lazy. I know it sends also a bad message to little girls because you're actually telling them that it's perfectly okay to be overweight. Be just obese as you can be. Just eat and eat and eat and eat. You realize that some kids out there generally have eating disorders. Doing this is counterproductive. So give me a break here. Ugh, whatever. I don't know anymore. It just comes off I'm just complaining a lot lately, really. That's what it is, I guess. That's all I'm doing come off lately. I'm just complaining a lot. Whatever. Whatever. Anyway, of course, as always, thanks for watching, and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah. I still got some Disney stuff to talk about, I guess. Anyway, folks, take care now, and have a good day, I guess. Whatever.